You're watching the 2025 SCAC Fall Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the LeTourneau University men's soccer program. The Yellow Jackets will be led as they head into the season. The guidance of head coach TJ Milby, along with leadership from senior Nate Bransford and coach Nate. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Coach, we'll open things up with you. It's an exciting time right now in Longview. New team, new conference, new season. It was announced back in May, you taking over as the 13th head coach of this LeTourneau Yellow Jackets men's soccer program. And I'm just interested from you, just how has this transition been for you? What attracted you to this space that you now occupy? Just how excited are you kind of to be here finally at the start of this first preseason and getting things underway?
Yeah, no, it's almost hard to put into words like how excited I have been leading up, and the excitement has only grown as we've started to get the guys together in preseason and get on the field together. Yeah, so to what attracted me to LeTourneau, I think from the outside looking in, the whole program and athletics department are on such a strong upswing. But more than that, kind of the core values of the department to cultivate discipleship and pursue excellence just connect so tightly and uniquely and deeply with my own personal values that when the opportunity opened up, I knew I had to look into it and just so excited to be able to dive into those things full on and be here.
No, Nate, obviously it's an exciting time to be a part of this program for you, individually coming into this your senior year as well. So sort of take me through your mindset. How excited are you coming into this senior camp? And, how has Coach Milby sort of challenged this team early on? And what's been the response from the group when he's challenged this team?
Yes, well, I am super excited. I can't wait for the season to get rolling. I mean, to be in a new conference. We lost a lot of great players last year, but as we come in, like this year, I'm seeing a lot of growth in the students that were and the players that were here last year, but then also in the new players that were coming in. I'm so pumped. I'm super excited. I think Coach Milby's really creating a team that can work together. It's not a group of individuals, but it's a team that we can work together well. And that's what I'm super excited for, so that we can all know our role and that we can work together and hopefully, make a good run when people aren't expecting it coming in our first time in the SCAC.
Coach, it's cool to hear, Nate just sort of talk about sort of these first impressions and kind of the things that you're implementing about kind of this team culture. I'm just interested from your perspective, what's kind of been your message as you start to put your fingerprints on this group, sort of set up kind of a baseline for this team to kind of jumping off point as you head into this first season here in 2025?
Yeah, there's a few things that we've been here together for 5 or 6 days now. But there's a few things that we're really trying to lay the foundation on, and one of those things is our core values. So we're really trying to establish purpose, grit, and gratitude as our core values. That how are we defining success? What is purpose for us as a team, and how are we chasing that? What does it mean to be gritty, to work towards what we want to be, even when there's friction, and how can we practice gratitude together daily? And so we've really been trying to hammer on that and have team meetings about what does that look like? How do we live that out day to day? I'd say another thing that we're really pushing is the phrase "raise the standard." We want to raise the standards in everything that we do, whether that's the way we show up to training, the way we show up to matches, just everything we do in this program to raise that standard. And then in terms of on the field, we've really been trying to lay the foundation of being really solid and really difficult to play against. Like we want to be the most difficult team to play against in the conference this year, whether we play here, whether we play somewhere else. Anytime somebody plays against us, we want it to be an incredibly difficult game because of our organization and our work rate and our discipline together and our unity and togetherness to be difficult. So that's kind of the first things that we're really hammering, and the things that we want to kind of make the core of who we are on and off the field.
Nate, coming into this season, coming off of an outstanding junior campaign, really career highs across the board, and looking at it, career highs in terms of games played, games started, minutes played, goals, assists. I'm interested just kind of what clicked for you last season, and when you go through a year like that, how much does that do in terms of building your confidence, and what have you continued to work on to grow from that year coming into your senior season?
Yes, great question. Coming in at the very beginning of last season, I actually broke my wrist and I was super bummed. I was like, oh boy, like, am I going to be able to keep playing? I had surgery, and within a couple of weeks, I was back up and playing with the cast on. And for that, like, that dropped my confidence a bit, but I did not let it take me down fully. And so I just put in the work. I was just ready to work hard. And that's really what I try to do, is to work hard every single practice, every single time we get to the weight room, and let the results come in through that through that effort. And that's a big thing Coach Milby's been talking about too, is effort is what we can control. And how can we control that effort to do our best with every single drill, every single thing. So last season, I really sought to do that. And I think things just came together. I had been playing on the team for a little bit. And it was actually just my second season there. And so just coming together, like things started clicking. I knew my role. I knew what coach expected. I knew where I was supposed to be on the field. And I knew exactly like what I was supposed to do in particular moments. And I figured out like during games, I would come in off the bench, bring a lot of energy and just play like maybe 15, 30 minutes a game, but I loved it. And I knew that was what I was there to do. And so I just trying to excel in those moments. There's a couple opportunities that created where I was able to score a goal in the last second against Shriner, who will be in our conference. And I'm excited about playing them again. And that really, once one goal entered in, like I felt like I can do this now. Like I can play and my confidence just was uplifted. We had a good game against Howard Payne at home at one point. And then at the very end, like we knew we had a rough October, and going into our November conference tournament, we just had to be sound. We had to be together, and we just worked hard, and we were able to make a good run. And so coming off of that, I'm super excited for what's next, because I feel like we ended on a really positive note. And our team is a lot of the same, even though we're going to a new conference, and even though we got a new coach and everything, we got a lot of the same players. And I think even this year, as I come in, I'm even more excited than the beginning of last year, because I think there can be some great things happening. And with my last year too, like I'm going to make the most out of it. So I'm super pumped for that.
You know, Coach, it's really cool to just kind of hear you sort of kind of peel back the curtain, give us an inside look of just sort of these first couple of days of preseason, and you starting to get to know this group and sort of the focuses that this team has taken on early in the season. I'm interested just, as a new coach, how have you approached kind of building that trust and creating that culture and that environment early on with this team, and kind of learning each other, bouncing back between that relationship between coach and players?
Yeah, no, really good question. That's been, I think, top priority for me, is to make sure that I come in and know everybody and they know me. I think it's impossible for us to have a positive player-coach relationship if there's not that foundation of trust and closeness. And so some of it is just little things like stopping before training, after training, to connect with guys for brief moments, checking in with guys to see how they're doing. We've been doing individual meetings with everybody. So getting through the whole roster just to sit down and ask, how are you? How do you feel looking into the season? What can I do to help you and support you? I think if players know that I really care about them, then I get licensed to really push them to be their best. And if that trust and relationship isn't there, then there's no ground to stand on to be able to push towards something together. And so definitely a huge priority throughout this preseason and even on throughout the fall, to make sure that players feel welcomed, feel known, feel supported. Because without that, we can't be the best we can be.
And finally, Nate, as we wrap up with you, I think it's exciting. This year coming into the SCAC, fans are going to get a fresh look with the addition of the YellowJackets coming here into the SCAC, and we're super excited for that. So I'm just interested, what can fans of the SCAC expect to see from this YellowJacket squad? And what type of play do you expect this group to come to the pitch with this year? What do you expect to be consistent, day in and day out, Nate, with this team? And just how excited to be a part of the team leading this group into this new era of LeTourneau soccer?
Yes, I think it's a tremendous opportunity to be in the SCAC. Some of the teams, we've seen in the ASC before, and so I'm excited to be back in a conference with them, like Ozarks, and we've played Centenary a lot, and then like Concordia, just some really solid teams that we've played against, and now we get to play against them again, but this time in conference play where it really matters. And so I think as we go in, our team, we're going to seek to be sound, to be together, to be unified as a team, and to just like try to hold ourselves to a high standard. Like, how can we raise the bar, as Coach Milby was saying? How can we bring it each day and just do our best and hopefully surprise some teams that aren't expecting us to be as good. And for those who are, then to keep that up and to keep going. And one last thing I'd like to say is just like with this new season here, I'm just super excited to see like what God does through our team as well, and just with the relationships we've built together, to see the way God works and draws people near to Him. And I think LeTourneau is a great place for that to allow to happen.
Yeah. And finally, Coach, as we wrap up with you, it is just super exciting hearing from Nate, hearing from you, talking about coming into to this new chapter and this new season with this group. So ending things the way I have with all these interviews, just giving you the last word. You've got one shot at this first season as a head coach. So, what do you want fans, supporters to know about this team? What are you excited about? What have you seen that just really has you fired up as we get ready to start this 2025 season?
Yeah, I think more than anything, the word that comes to mind is just how grateful I am for this opportunity to lead this group of guys, to push them to be their best, to serve them and help them be the best that they can be. I think it's really about them, their growth, their development, their performance, their growth on the field, off the field. I think just so grateful for the chance to be a part of that. And this group is really a special group. Like I've known these guys just for a few days now, but the way that they care about each other, the way that the leadership in this group serves each other, the way that they want the best for each other is really special and unique. And I think there's some special things happening here in Longview within this group and this team. And I'm really excited for everybody else to get to see from the outside what I've gotten to see from the inside already.
LeTourneau University head men's soccer coach TJ Milby, along with leadership from senior Nate Bransford. Coach Milby and the YellowJackets will open up the 2025 campaign when they take on Dallas Christian on August 30th. Coach Nate, thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck as you both continue to march forward throughout the rest of this 2025 season.
Thank you, Russell.
Thanks, Russell.